The aim of this task is to successfully produce a model using two working mechanisms. We have decided to use pneumatics and electricity. The idea is to incorporate both of these systems to create a scene using a children's book or nursery rhyme.
The Wizard of Oz is an old children's novel written by Frank Byun, which was first released in 1900. Since then, millions of copies have been sold all over the world and has been published into many adaptations such as a children's picture book. The plot starts with a young girl called Dorothy Gale and her dog Toto from Kansas. One day, a tornado occurs and Dorothy and Toto are in the house, when suddenly the house lifts into the air and carries it away. The house lands in a magical land called Oz. Dorothy, desperate to return home to her family, learns that in order to get her wish, she needs to go to Emerald City and see the great powerful Wizard of Oz. In order to get to Emerald City, she follows the yellow brick road, which will lead her to the wizard, and meets throughout her trek Scarecrow, a lion, and Tin Man, who join her in her journey while also avoiding the Wicked Witch of the West. The scene we have created is when the group have arrived at the gate of Emerald City and knock on the gate door to enter into Emerald City the very first time. However, they are faced with the guard who is reluctant to let them in.
The materials we have used include the pneumatic system, electric circuit, pins, toilet rolls cut in half and painted green, cellophane to make the flames, and foam balls to use as the body of our characters. Our box is 37 centimetres wide and 19 centimetres long. We have painted our box green to create the feel of the Emerald City.
Pneumatics has stored compressed air, which makes movement in our scene. Electrical circuit was another technology component that was utilised in our design, which enables a small amount of energy to be passed around a continuous loop of materials, which allows a small light bulb to be lit up. This is done by a battery and wires, which are stuck around a pin and then finally comes back to the light bulb. We needed to create a closed circuit, otherwise the light bulb will not light up. These technologies needed to connect to create a simple system, which the pneumatics and circuit needed to align with one another in order to achieve the outcome, which was making the scene come alive. The pneumatics component of this design creates movement to the guard, which will then hit a pin, allowing one of the flames to light up, which then starts the electrical circuit. The syringe is attached to the back of the box, which is stuck down with tape, and a pin at the back of the syringe, which is connected to the electrical circuit. After the syringe moves, it will come in contact with another pin. This is connected to the light bulb, which is hiding in the flame and will turn on once it hits the pin. This makes it look like the guard is looking through a peephole of the gate, and the fire turns to make a more dramatic effect and making him look more intimidating and powerful, scaring the crew. The guard is stuck on a syringe as well, but when the syringe moves, so does the guard.
Our cross-curriculum subjects include science, creative arts and English. Creative arts links into our design as parts are painted and the whole scene has been put together from craft objects and materials. The pneumatics and electricity systems link into science. English links into our design as The Wizard of Oz is based on a book which focuses on literacy. Australian curriculum links. By the end of Year 2, children will have had the opportunity to develop new perspectives and engage in different forms of evaluating and critiquing products, services and environments based on personal preference. The EYLF outcomes that relate to our design are Outcome 4, children are confident and involved learners as they are learning about different skills and using their imagination. Also Outcome 5, children are effective communicators as they can be challenged to think about thoughts and feelings and connecting with others to extend their learning. The age group we have decided to focus on is Year 2 as the concept could be challenging to work and understand for children who are younger.
We faced many challenges during this procedure. One of the biggest problems we encountered was the light wouldn't turn off and continue to stay lit, whereas we needed it to turn on and off. We solved this by just adding some pins to the wires and attaching some of the wires together and leaving a loose wire with a pin stuck around it, and we decided that we would attach the pin to the syringe instead of sticking the pin on the guard or the cardboard. Another problem we faced was the box, that we literally had to redo our entire design altogether. The problem was that the box was too big and had been cut up, that the electrical circuit was all over the shop and there were bits and pieces that kept moving the whole time and nothing was stable. So this was a huge setback, but all we did was change the box and positioned the box horizontally as well as the technical components instead of vertically. In this technology subject, the two components we needed to consider was knowledge and understanding and process and production skills. In process, we had to do all these components when creating our design: investigate, generate, produce, evaluate, and collaborate and manage together. In terms of knowledge, this fell under materials and technology specialisation as we explored characteristics and properties of materials.